We haven't really been using anger in the best way as we can. Anger is such a powerful emotion. And a lot of people tell us, you too emotional, you too emotional. Let me tell you something, emotions are good. Hey, shalom, Yael. Emotions are good. We haven't been trained how to use them properly and appropriately. Anger is a good emotion. I love when people are angry, when they're at their wits' end, when they're like, I ain't taking it no more. I'm sick, I'm done, I'm tired. Sick and tired is a very good place to be. Oh my God. When people come to me for counseling and they say that they're sick and tired, I'm excited because I know what that means. I know that means this person is ready to make a change, totally transform and step into their power. Like I have one friend, I'll give you an example. I have one friend where she's like, she's getting beat. She's getting raped by her husband. She's getting beat by her husband. She's being raped by her husband. She's being cheated on by her husband. She's getting diseases. Her husband giving her diseases. And I'm like, girl, what is you going to do? Because I'm not going to tell you to leave your husband. I'm going to help and guide you and heal you. And you make the decision on your own. And you make it when you're ready. But I asked, I said, girl, what is you going to do? And, sometimes her response is, I'm going to just pray. You're not going to take any action? I'm going to just pray. And I'm like, you talk my head off for like 6 hours and you're venting. And it's been years and years. It's been 2 or 3 years and you still haven't taken action. You still haven't left. You still haven't made sure you're safe and you and your children are safe and sound. So, you're just going to pray. That's it. And she wasn't ready. That type of person, when they talk in that way, I know that they're not ready to heal. And so, or maybe they are ready to heal. They just got to take steps. So you don't want to force people. You don't want to push people. Let people move on their own time. So some people just move in steps, little steps. Okay. And that's okay. Wherever you are is where you're supposed to be. All right. Wherever you are, that's where you're supposed to be. Now, sometimes it can get dangerous. Why is this dangerous? This is very personal. I had a best friend and she died because she was in an abusive relationship and she had a bad heart. Her heart was enlarged and her heart was very weak. She was in this relationship. She didn't have any self-worth. And my friend, she was like 350 pounds, at least 350. But she graduated valedictorian from a high school in Chicago. She graduated summa cum laude from Iowa State University. This sister was brilliant. Her name was Kaya. Kaya, I love you. I know you out there. So Kaya was very, very brilliant. Yeah. And so what happened was she had an abusive boyfriend and the abuse inevitably ended her life where, she was told over and over by the doctors, don't get too excited. Don't get mad. She kept fighting with him and she kept being rushed to the hospital. He kept beating her, rushed to the hospital. The last time when she passed away, they got in a real big argument. He wouldn't get a baby back to her, something like that. They were arguing. She was already in the hospital from a previous argument. He called her while she's fighting for her life on the phone. He called her, upset her again. She went into a coma and then she passed away in her sleep. And so sometimes, sisters don't do what's best for themselves. And I just want to take this opportunity to tell you guys about my best friend whom I dearly love, Kaya, maybe to wake somebody up. And so her death transition from here will not be in vain. Maybe somebody listening to this will help somebody get out of a dangerous situation, an abusive relationship. Don't call me and ask me what to do. Well, if you call me, I'm not going to tell you to leave or stay. Well, if your life is in danger, I'll tell you to leave, but I wouldn't tell you to leave your husband, but I will counsel you. And if you leave on your own volition. And you're going to come to the realization that may be something that you need to do. You need to at least separate and make sure you're safe, and then talk to some counselors and different things like that. But she lost her life. She had very low self-esteem. She didn't believe she can get anybody better. She didn't believe she could do better. And she stayed in that abusive relationship, and she lost her life. Okay, so sometimes sisters move slow to come to understand their worth. Some sisters never understand their worth. Some of our sisters are losing their lives every day. All right, so we're saving lives up in here. That's why I'm up here running my mouth every week and doing all the things I'm doing, and running around doing all the things I'm doing. I'm really passionate about this, and I'm counseling sisters all day, every day. I'm counseling sisters, sometimes brothers too. And let's get to it. Okay, so anyway, I want to talk about how you can use anger in a good way. So I was saying, when somebody come to me like, I'm tired of this, I can't take another day, I'm done, I don't want to do this no more. That when you at that point, that's when I'm happy. I'm like, yeah. Let's get it. I could work with a person like that, because now their ears are open. They ready. They like, I don't know what to do. I'm tired of this. I've been going through this for 20 years. Help me, please. So that is a person that I'm ready to work with. If I give them things to do, if I give them some homework, they're going to do their homework. They're going to do it every single day until they make change. So, like I said, my one sister, she like, I'm just praying and we'll see what happens. She ain't ready. When somebody is sick and tired of being sick and tired, they're ready. And that's the person I want to counsel, I want to work with. So, but on the flip side, how is anger good? Anger is so passionate, you guys. There's different things you can take that energy of anger, and you can use it for your benefit. Number one, if you get angry, you can train yourself to let steam off, go exercise. So while you're exercising, doing push-ups and doing sit-ups and running and everything, running and jogging is really good. Or walk real fast. If you're not used to jogging, walk real fast. You can let off steam. Okay, that's one way to use anger to your benefit. Another way that we can use anger to our benefit is if somebody is getting on your nerve and you just so sick and tired, and they tell you, you can't do that. You ain't gonna mount to nothing. You ain't gonna be nobody. Nobody gonna want you. Nobody gonna marry you. So what you do is you like, you know what? I'm gonna show you. So you take your anger and you prove people wrong. You go build your businesses. Take your anger and you just grow things, and you just put all your heart, soul, and might into building something, into helping people, into, you prove that person wrong. So that's how you use your anger. Black people as a whole, if we wanted to use our anger wisely in a positive way, what we could do instead of marching and all that stuff, which I'm not knocking that, I'm saying a good way to transmute your anger is to practice group economics. So if we practice group economics, you guys, this whole system probably will fall. Like, if we got up and left America, or say, for instance, if we still in America and we built our own schools and we circulate our own dollars and we purchased and bought things from each other and refused to buy from our oppressor, group economics, live communal living, grow our own food and different things like that. That's power. That's how you use your anger for positive. You use your anger wisely. You say, you know what? You guys are doing this. This is what we're going to do. Instead of tearing things up and burning things to the ground, just use the power of the dollar to support one another. Only purchase from Black businesses. And once that, because we're like, well, how much we spend a month, a year? I think we spend $4 billion. We're the smallest, one of the smallest minorities in America, but we spend $4 billion a year. So we so-called poor people, but where we get $4 billion from, you guys? So we're not using our anger wisely. We're not using money wisely. Money right now in this social system is power, and we're not using the power that we have wisely. We're giving our power away. We're giving our money to Europeans and Asians and everybody else, and we're not. That which is power, you giving it to them. You giving it to their community. They're taking care of their families. So we practice group economics. We take our money, which is our power, and we use it and patronize each other and keep those dollars circulation amongst ourselves. That $4 billion need to come back to our community. Okay? So, yeah. What else I got down here? Okay. All right. So that's pretty much all I wanted to say pertaining to anger. You can use anger for good and how to use it wisely. One thing about life is that we've been in slavery for a long time, and we've been Christian for a long time. We haven't been trained on how to handle the challenges of life. That's the reason why we're having issues. We haven't been properly trained. We know that winter comes every year. We know we got spring, fall, autumn, and winter. So we prepare for the winter. We got our winter coat, boots, and shoes, and so we're prepared. We're not suffering. We know winter comes, and life is like that. Life has seasons. And when winter comes in your life, all you have to do is be prepared. There's no sense of asking Yah to help you create a life that don't have any problems. That's what life is, up and downs, lots. And I don't call them problems. I call them challenges. So instead of saying, Yah, please, I don't want any more problems in my life. No, pray to Yah to make you stronger, to make you more prepared. Pray to Yah for wisdom, so you can handle things as they come, whenever they come. Pray to Yah that you are prepared for life challenges when they show up, mentally and emotionally prepared. Pray for more wisdom. Pray for more knowledge and growth. So when things happen in life, you can handle them with ease. We just haven't been trained to do that as a people. But it's a new day now. And that's what we're working on. Okay. And then I also want to talk to the sisterhood a little bit about courtship. All right, sisters, courting. Don't put your intuition on the shelf. Okay. Intuition, Yah in his infinite wisdom endowed us with intuition to be able to navigate on this planet. So a lot of times when we like a brother, a lot of times what we would do is ignore the red flags. Akayot is plural for a cult. Akayot, sisters, do not ignore red flags. Do not be in denial. Okay. And I can share something with you about this because I used to be guilty of doing this. We are emotional beings. Emotion is good. We're emotional beings. Emotion, love is emotion. Passion, it comes from emotions. So emotions are good. Emotions get things done. Emotions make this world go round. So there's nothing wrong with being an emotional being, being the feminine, divine feminine attribute of Yah. But when you're vetting a brother, You want to take the emotions out of him and you want to use your masculine side. So we're both masculine and feminine. So you want to tap into your masculine attributes, which are logic, facts, and analyzing. So a lot of times we really like this brother. We really into him. And maybe he could teach the scriptures really good, really well. And we're all caught up into this man. But what you want to do when you looking at him, you want to look at him, not the Bible. If he's reading from the Bible, push the Bible to the side. Look at the brother. Look at how he treats his mother. Look how he treats his children. Did he raise his children? Is he taking care of them financially? Look at how he treats his exes and how he talks about his exes. Pay attention to that. Pay attention how he spends money. Pay attention. If he has good credit, then that's good, because and a lot of people keep telling the sisters not to look at money. What I'm telling the sisters, you got to look at everything. You have to look at the money and you have to look at everything, because really a man's money, his financial statement is really an extension of him. If he is neglectful, he's going to be neglectful in all facets of his life. If he's neglectful with his children, he's neglectful, with his ex-wife. He mistreating, other people. He's not very compassionate. So he's going to be neglectful in his finances as well. So your finances and everything is just an extension of you. That's all it is. So if he's irresponsible with his children and irresponsible everywhere, more than likely he is irresponsible with his finances. But if he's responsible with his children, he's responsible with his ex-wife or the wife he got if he's polygynous, or his exes, if he's responsible, he's not dogging them and talking bad about them. He's willing to say, look, this was what I did wrong in this relationship. Yeah, she did this and she did that, but this is what I did. That's a mature man. That's a responsible man. If he's raising his children, even though his children may not live at home, he's paying child support. Or if he's not paying child support, he's taking care of them financially on a regular basis. That means this is a responsible person. If he has good credit, that just means he's responsible with his money. He cares about himself and he cares about his future. And so he's putting time and energy into things that he cares most about. But if he does not care about his future, himself, his children, he will neglect all these things in life. He would be neglecting his health. Look, it's not just money. It's a mindset. You neglect yourself. You neglect your children. You talk terrible about your exes and never take responsibility. You're neglectful. Irresponsible. You'll see the neglect and the irresponsibleness all over his life. And he might be reading the scriptures every single day. Look, I'm telling you. I'm telling you guys something. I'm dropping some jewels. This is just not for the sisters. This is brothers as well. But what I'm saying is, look at the man. You got to use your logical mind. Use logic, use facts. Don't deny or disregard any kind of neglect or abuse that you may see from a brother. Sometimes we want to be with this person so mad. We're so emotional and emotionally caught up. We see stuff and we just rationalize in our mind like, oh, he not going to abuse me. Maybe he abused his ex, but he ain't going to abuse me. Really, sis? He going to abuse these women, but he ain't going to abuse you? You really believe that? He's going to, be neglectful with these children, but he's not going to be neglectful with your children. That's not wise. That's not how this works. Whatever his history, you have to look at people's history. Like when you apply for credit, they look at your history. They look at your patterns. And does he have a pattern that's not beseder? Does he have a pattern that's not good? You got to admit when you see it. You got to look at it and be like, you know what? I got to look at the facts. Be practical. Be logical. Use your logical mind, practical and logical, and look at the whole picture. Don't look at the facts that he's quoting scriptures and stuff. He may sound passionate, and that's good, but is his life reflective of what he's teaching? Okay, sisters, you got to ask yourself, is his life a reflection of a holy and divine man? You got to look at that. You got to look at it. Don't just be like how I used to be. I didn't ever look at that. If I liked you, okay, we gonna get married. Based off of I like you, just based off of emotion. I ain't looking at nothing else. All I'm looking at is you like me, I like you, we attracted to each other. We like the same scriptures. We both Messianic, or we both Torah only. I would just date people based off of emotions. A lot of us do. And it's okay. It's not like a beat up thing. It's just when we do better when we know better. So now that we know going forward, when you are courting and you're doing a vetting process, don't ignore red flags. All right? You get off the phone with a brother and you feel crappy. You feel like SHIT. He makes you feel bad. You don't feel good. He makes you feel terrible, putting you down and things like that. Don't ignore that. That's not going to change. You want to pursue a man that he got some consistency in his life. He consistently takes care of his children. And when he's talking, he's taking responsibility for, if he talk about his ex, he's taking a high road and he's taking responsibilities for the things that he's done to cause that relationship to come to an end. He's like, yeah, she did this or she did that, but this is what I did to cause the breakup of the relationship. You want to make sure, if he has good credit and he has some decent money, those are good signs that this is a responsible man. He don't have, a bunch of problems, and you see some consistency. Maybe in the beginning of his life he was having problems, but maybe when he came into the truth in the last 5 years of his life, you see that his life is getting better. He's got on track. He's taking care of his business. Maybe he went to school and got his GED. Maybe he got his degree, or maybe he opened a business, and you can see some consistency from a long period of time that he doesn't have a lot of drama with women. He's pretty even and consistent, and his life has been pretty good. Then that's somebody that you really want to take in consideration for marriage. You want to look at all those things. You want to look at his relationships, money, relationships with his family and friends, his reputation in the community. You want to make sure he has a good reputation. If he has a bad reputation, look at that. Don't ignore that. Because if you ignore your intuition, if you ignore red flags, you just, for instant gratification, just to get with somebody, hurry up and get with somebody and marry somebody for the sake of being married, it's not worth it, Akoti. At the end of the day, I'm going to be on the phone with you trying to, help you with this situation. You don't want to put yourself in precarious situations. All right. And I'm speaking from experience, things that I've learned, and I figure, I can share those things with the sisterhood. If somebody telling you don't pay attention to a man's finances, that's not the best thing. You should pay attention to that, because it speaks volumes of who he is. Just because somebody is reading scripture all day, every day, and breaking these scriptures down and keeping the Shabbat, don't mean they beseda. Sometimes these men be having problems with lust. They sleep around with a lot of people. They leave a trail of tears behind. They having women with all these babies with all these women and not raising the children. Then you got to look at that. You can't ignore that. Okay, he's reading the Bible, but he's out here hurting people. That don't match, a Akoti. If it don't match up, that's not a good direction. You don't want to go in that direction. When you see BS, you got to call it. You got to ask. You got to speak up and ask him. And one thing about men are real simple. If you ask a question to a man straight up, he'll just tell you straight up. You just ask him any question. Do you like me? Do you want to marry me? Just whatever question you want to ask him in. Men are so simple. They'll just come straight. Just ask them straight up. They'll give you a direct answer. They're very direct. And so when situations come up, and don't be afraid to speak up and ask questions like, oh, where are your children? Do you take care of your children? How much time do you spend with your children? Are you teaching them this? Are you teaching them that? Ask questions. Do not be afraid. If something coming in your mind, and you don't want to jump to conclusions, you can ask them. And men are really good. They're very direct. They'll tell you how they feel. No, I think you're a good sister. Or whatever they tell you. Just make sure their words and their actions line up. If somebody tell you something, but their actions are the opposite, go by their actions. That's all I can tell you. The scriptures say, a tree by the fruit it bears. You know a person by what they do, what they produce. You know a tree by the fruit it bears, meaning you know who a person is by what they do, what they say, what they bring forth, what they bring into fruition. So a person's actions is really who they are, not what they saying. Their actions is who they are. And just watch it. If you're talking to a brother and he tells you you're going to do something and he doesn't do it, not good. You want somebody with some follow through. Look at all these things first, and then you can make a decision whether you want to be with that person or not. And you can dodge some bullets, and you don't have to get with this person. Marry them. Ignore all the red flags. Marry them, and then have children, and then break up. Nobody wants to do that. Okay? So I hope this was helpful. I know this video was a little bit all over the place. I talked about 10 different things in this one video. But anyway, if you have any questions or concerns or anything you want to talk about, if you want to book a session with me, let me know. Okay? On Facebook, we are the Shalom Healing Ministry, the Shalom Healing Ministry on Facebook. You can book a session with me. I love to work with you and just talk to me, because we need to clear up a lot of these issues that we have going forward. We're trying to get married. The thing is, we want to pick wise. We want to choose wisely. We want to get married and stay married. Okay, and we can do it, you guys. We can do it, but we got to take the time and realize that these counseling sessions are very valuable. I can't even put a price on it. It's really priceless. All right, they are priceless, and then you can clear up all the blockages that you have in your life, from getting the man that you really desire, from getting the high quality woman that you desire. We have blockages there, and we just keep ignoring it and keep going forward. You got to see the value in healing. And once you heal, you'll be able to attract the high quality man or woman you want. All right. So if you see this video, share it to somebody that you think may need to hear this. Share it on your page, and make sure you donate to our ministry. I love you so much. Have a beautiful night. Shalom.